has gotten into the popular media in the last 24 hours about some mutation of the virus. And so we're keeping close tabs on that. But there's some mutations to be expected, but we're keeping close tabs on that. And the mutation of the virus, the two things we worry about is to make it more or less easily spread, and then does it have more or less consequences for the people who become infected. So we're keeping a close eye on that. And Mayor, I'll keep you up to date as those reports come on.
Thank you, Dr. Purse. I know we've done this a number of times going back to March, and now we are on May the 6th. But let me just say the coronavirus is not yesterday's news. I know it can be so easy to put it behind us as if it is behind us. No, it is still right here with us. I do want to thank the Houston Fire Department for going out and visiting all of our nursing homes. So let me bring up Chief Pena.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. I want to start off my report by reporting a positive trend. And we have today 48 firefighters that are in quarantine. That is the lowest point that we've had since the start of this operation. It's a positive trend that we've maintained for the last couple of weeks. And hopefully with the new opening of the economy, that trend continues. We're certainly going to keep moving in the direction that we've been moving with our personal protective equipment and policies and procedures for approaching the emergency response incidents. But again, I'm happy to report that as of this moment, we have 48 firefighters in quarantine. They're all self-monitoring. We had a total of 41 firefighters that have been positive for COVID-19. 35 of those have since returned to work, and the rest of them are recovering at home. As Dr. Purse mentioned, the Houston Fire Department, in partnership with the Health Department, Dr. Purse and Director Williams, we visited all 303 nursing homes where we provided education, information, and testing options to the staff. Very proud of the work that we've been doing. It's a critical step and something that we're prepared to revisit again if the need arises, which we hope it does not. In regards to the occupancy task force, since May 1st, we've responded to nearly 500 complaints for occupancy checks. We have issued a total of 10 notices of violation, 0 citations. And again, our focus is we're not looking for citations or fees to enforce a public health challenge. We're looking for voluntary compliance. The industries, the businesses have been very compliant. And again, it's about education in order to provide a safe environment for our communities. And we've been very successful in achieving that. We hope to maintain that trend as more businesses move to opening in this economy. That's my report. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. And now let me call on, and then first let me acknowledge Councilwoman Carla Cisneros from District H, and she'll be with us all the way through. And then Julius DePatch, the Director of the Office of Education, she'll be with us all the way through. Chief Unick, Office of Emergency Management.
Great. Thank you, Mayor, for your leadership and guidance during this crisis. The Office of Emergency Management has been working hard this morning, along with all the other city departments, on our COVID subcommittee task forces. And what we're doing is making sure that our employees are safe while they're serving the public. Yesterday, we also had a telephone conversation with Texas City emergency managers, where we're exchanging strategies and ideas on how to respond to the COVID. This week is also hurricane preparation week, so today I'd like to encourage everybody to renew their flood insurance. Renew their flood insurance if they have it. If they don't, purchase flood insurance. It's going to be very important. Hurricane season starts June 1st. Lastly, I'd like to thank and acknowledge Kelsey-Seybold Doctors. On Friday, May 1st, they donated 40,000 KN95 masks that were designated for police, fire, and EMS, our first responders, to keep them safe. Thank you, Mayor.
Let me thank all of you, and certainly appreciate the work that you all are doing. And so, if we'll do this now, if we will segue a little bit, I have some very special guests with me today. Let Let me welcome Dr. LaTanya Goffney, the Superintendent of Aldine Independent School District, H.D. Chambers, Superintendent of A-Leaf Independent School District and President of Region 4 Education Service Center, Dr. Grenita Latham, the Superintendent of Houston Independent School District, Dr. Rodney Watson, Superintendent of Spring Independent School District, Dr. Jennifer Bland, Superintendent of Spring Branch Independent School District, and I think Ms. Pam Wells, the Executive Director of Region 4 Education Service Center. And Councilwoman Carly Cineris, you can come on this side. Juliet, you can come down here as well. And the Vice Mayor Pro Tem, Castor Tatum, please. It seems like only yesterday that the class of 2020 was preparing to celebrate a myriad of experiences that highlight the milestone of being a high school senior. It seemed like only yesterday I was taking trigonometry and algebra and all those classes. I don't know why people laughed at that moment. Well, I was going to take my glasses off. It's been a little bit longer. I better keep the glasses on. For many, this included the excitement and anticipation of prom, and I remember the prom, the final years of high school sports, a senior class trip, senior celebration, and most importantly, graduation. And I have memories, I think, of all of us of the prom. I went. I also remember the time, going to the prom. My mom said had to be at home by midnight. I went to the prom with the captain of the cheerleading squad, and but she said I had to be at home at midnight, and I was double dating with my best friend, and I told him I had to be at home at midnight. He said, "You got to be crazy, and we're not going to make that. You're not going to make that." So I faked like I was sick at about 11:30. Said I was having real bad problems, and anyway, I got home a little after midnight. It was a memorable, because my mom only had one. You only had one key, and so my mom had to let you in. And I got home after midnight, and she said, "What did I tell you?" Anyway, the point that I want to make, even the reporter had to laugh at that. The point that I want to make, we were able to go, and we have those memories. For our high schools, us graduates for 2020, they don't have those memories. So for many, this included the excitement and anticipation of all of those events that they're not able to carry with them, those memories. When COVID-19 arrived, our local school districts diligently worked with local, state, and national officials to follow health and safety rules. The difficult but necessary decisions to close our school houses was made almost 2 months ago, but education still persevered. And I want to thank the amazing local superintendents who have worked with their principals, teachers, teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, librarians, nurses, bus drivers, custodial staff, food service workers, wraparound specialists, IT professionals, school boards, and everyone in the school community who have brought us to this point. At the drop of a hat, educators rose to the occasion, throwing themselves into online teaching and a cascade of impromptu roles from tech support to meal distributors. And I want to express my deepest gratitude to the local superintendents and school districts who have selfishly met countless challenges to continue the education of our children. I am honored. And I am honored to stand here this afternoon. If there was no other announcement being made, I am honored to stand here this afternoon with local heroes, including Dr. LaTanya M. Goffney, of our superintendent of Aldine, H.D. Chambers, superintendent of A-Leaf, Dr. Grenita Latham, the superintendent of Houston Independent School District, Dr. Rodney Watson, superintendent of Spring, and Dr. Jennifer Blaine, superintendent of Spring Branch. To the thousands of teachers in our community, you deserve our deepest gratitude and thanks during this unique Teacher Appreciation Week. If they didn't realize before, parents are now fully aware that, that teachers are not just convenient, but essential. And so now I want to, I want to return to the very reason that every one of these superintendents are standing on this stage. The culminating achievement that everyone is working so hard to accomplish, graduation, and in this case, celebrating the achievements of all of our students. No doubt there has been uncertainty as to how to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2020 with COVID-19. This unique class of scholars has persevered through one of the most challenging times in recent history with remarkable resilience. Every school district has been impacted, and every graduating senior has been affected by this virus. But that is not the only takeaway we want to have from this historic moment in time. The students earned their title, graduating seniors, and it is appropriate for the city of Houston to celebrate and honor their achievements in a way that reflects the commonality of this moment and the unity of our city. Irrespective of what the districts themselves may decide to do for their individual school graduates, a citywide salute for students who have been forced to sacrifice so much seems quite befitting. I have reached out to our local superintendents to work together to create a one-of-a-kind citywide celebration for the distinguished class of 2020 on the evening of June 5th, 2020. All over the city, at the same time, every graduating class will return to their respective school campus outside in a formation of their choosing, 6 feet apart. We will work together to create a collective but personal celebration that salutes the achievement of graduates and reflects the unity of our city. We will work to create a virtual and in-person outdoor celebration for students and faculty only, with the health, safety, and well-being of our seniors and school community being the absolute priority. Seniors will don their cap and gowns, accessorized with appropriate facial masks, and everyone will engage in health social distancing. I have called on the talents of Susan Christian and her staff from Special Events, Brenda Bazan and her staff from Houston First, and many others to join with our school superintendents in designing and putting forth a special celebration that reflects the unity of our city for some very special graduates. Parents, family members, and friends can participate virtually. There will be special guests appearing virtually with congratulatory messages for our students, remarks from our school superintendents, and other special moments. So our students may not have the prom to look back on and the field trips that they have lost, but I think collectively, we can work together to put on a very special moment that says to our students, we believe in you, we want to encourage you, and as you go forward, we want you to know that our city stands behind you. We can create this special moment if we work together. It doesn't mean that this is in lieu of what the schools themselves, districts may decide to do. But at this special moment in time, with all that our children have had to endure, I think they are deserving of all that we can do for them and the attributes that we can bestow upon them. And so let's look forward. I look forward to working together to create this historical, first-of-its-kind celebration for our seniors with all of you. And now at this moment, I'd like to offer a moment for our superintendents to have words for themselves. We'll start with Dr. Goffney from Aldine.
On behalf of the Aldine ISD Board of Trustees, the 9 senior high school principals, I would like to thank the mayor and the city of Houston for the opportunity to celebrate our 4,200 graduates. This is going to be a unique opportunity and one that they can look back on. I can reflect on the fact that my grandmother used to say that where there's unity, there is strength. So in addition to celebrating our class of 2020, I think it's an opportunity to bring to life the hashtag Houston Strong.
Superintendent Chambers from A-Leaf.
Thank you, Mayor. It's really impressive that you can take the 4th largest city and make it turn into a small family to a celebration like this, where we're recognizing close to 25,000 graduates just on the stage with the districts that are represented here tonight or this afternoon. So we're extremely grateful. We will all continue as districts to figure out what's the best way for us to hold graduation ceremonies, but I can tell you this will be a memorable one for our kids. This will be unique and will be special. We look forward to working with the city and those leaders who are going to be helping organize it. And on behalf of the A-Leaf Board and our graduates, we are extremely grateful. Thank you very much.
Dr. Granitha Latham from Houston Independent School District.
Thank you, Mayor Turner. On behalf of our Board of Education for the Houston Independent School District, over 45 principals, almost 10,000 graduates, we say thank you to Mayor Turner and the City of Houston. We're excited about the event on June the 5th. Looking forward to the surprise visits and guests. So thank you, Mayor Turner.
And Dr. Jennifer Blaine from Spring Branch Independent School District.
Thank you, Mayor Turner. And I will echo what my colleagues have said on behalf of the Spring Branch Independent School District and our Board of Trustees and our 35,000 students. We're very, very grateful to the mayor and the city of Houston for providing such an amazing opportunity for our kids. To the mayor's comments earlier, we know our kids have missed out on so very much, and so we want to acknowledge their accomplishments, and we want this to be an awesome day for them. And so I look forward to celebrating with the Houston family and my colleagues in celebrating the class of 2020. And thank you so very much.
And Superintendent Rodney Watson of Spring Independent School District.
On behalf of the Board of Directors of Spring Independent School District, our 35,000 students, as well as the 2,300 students that will be graduating, we want to say a very special thank you to you, Mayor, and the City of Houston for thinking about all of our students. Our students, much like the other districts here, they've endured a lot. However, I want our students to understand that you might have missed out on some things, but you will be known as the students who overcame, the students that were resilient, the students that will be our future leaders within our community. Once again, thank you so much for honoring our students, and we look forward to the celebration.
Thank you. And about, I think just on this stage alone, they represent about 25,000 high school seniors that we are looking to pull together on that evening, all at the same time on their respective campuses. I know one of the things is that we've talked about is that some moment we'll all be singing the same song across the city at the same time. You know, hey, if you can't get Beyonce, you do it yourself, you know. But the point is to have all 20 to 25,000 students, graduate students from all over the city, assemble all over the city at the same time is a special moment. And no other graduating class can say that they would have experienced this particular moment. If nothing else, it's about creating memories. And through our seniors, through our celebrating our seniors, we're unifying our city all over 640 square miles. So this is the plan. Now I'll leave it up to the master professionals to pull it off. I know Chicago, Mayor Lightfoot, they're doing a sort of a celebration, but we are second to none. And so I know my instructions to Brenda Bazan back there, the President and CEO of Houston First, and Susan Christian from Special Events from the City of Houston, and these amazing superintendents. I know we can do something, and with this amazing media that we have in the City of Houston, I know we can really showcase our students. Now, having said that, let me pause and we'll take whatever questions you may have. Are we good?
Oh man, this mic's too tall. Mayor Turner, can you talk about the new thanks, Tom. The new rental assistance program, how that's going to work, the money that's been earmarked for that, and how it's going to go live tomorrow and hopefully help thousands of families who need it right now?
Yes, we put $15 million.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's do. I've got the superintendents here, and I do want to get them back to their respective campuses. Any questions with respect to this particular initiative? Okay, we're good. Thank you all. Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, I'll take that question now.
Oh, okay.
This is a good time.
Yes, sorry. So for the rental assistance program, can you just reemphasize, and I know y'all have talked about it a little bit, but can you just reemphasize how this is going to help so many Houstonians who need it right now, the money that's been earmarked and it going live tomorrow, et cetera?
Yes. We've earmarked $15 million for the program. The administrator for the program will be Baker Ripley. It will cover the months of April and May, approximately a little over $2,000 total. For people who have been affected by COVID-19, lost their jobs, lost income. The apartments, and it's just not apartments, it even goes beyond apartments. Those who are providing, who have renters, are agreeing to waive their penalty and interest to be a part of this program. The portal for landlords to register opens tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So they will be the first ones, and they are signifying then that they are agreeing to waive penalty and interest and work with the terms that we have laid out. And then on May the 30th, the other portal will open for all renters to then seek application to take advantage of this particular program. We anticipate that at a minimum we'll help about 7,000 individuals, could be substantially more than that. But let's just assume that people are 2 months behind and you take 2,000, at least 7,000 will be helped. It could be more. That's on that program. The other program is the $8 million that we're working through, the HUD program, Community Development Block Grant Funding, and that will also provide rental assistance for a number of others, and that's going through another program.
Okay, so just to be clear, so the first part obviously is for the landlords themselves to say, hey, this is going to cover my complex or my overhead.
That's
and
correct.
Then on the 30th, individual people can say,
The 13th.
May 13th. Okay, then they can come and say,
Yes.
hey, I need help individually.
Because essentially we want to make sure, for example, that all the landlords are coming in first, that they're registering landlords from all over the city, and they are registering and saying we will agree to abide by the terms, okay? And that's to waive penalties and interest, and then work out a payment plan with their respective tenants. And I am sure that they will be encouraging their tenants to apply for this available revenue. And then, because it's on a first-come, first-served basis, we wanted to get all the landlords, for example, into the portal first, and then on May the 13th, we'll open the portal for tenants. And then the money it will stay open until the money runs out.
Mayor, since it's a first-come, first-served basis, how can you guys guarantee that this will benefit a diverse population?
Well, that's why we wanted all the landlords to come into the portal first, and then they will be pushing it out to their tenants. In addition, the council members will be encouraging people to apply, and of course, the council districts are across the spectrum of the city. So I anticipate that we'll get a number of people coming in. There's a reporting requirement that Baker Ripley will be providing us to give us an idea of the demographics, people who are benefiting from the program. So we'll be collecting data information from Baker Ripley as well.
What will the application process entail? How can you guys ensure that someone who just doesn't want to pay their rent for this month isn't taking advantage of this program?
Well, the main thing is that you have to have lost your job or income as a result of COVID-19. So it's not a situation, for example, if you have been way behind going back to, let's say, January and February, okay? Know that that's not as a result of COVID-19. So primarily, people who have been affected, let's say like in March, April, May, and then you also have to be connected with maybe some other program because there's identification that's also required. So there's a simple application process that you're having to go through.
This question is from Telemundo. Mayor, will the undocumented residents from Houston be helped by this $15 million? If not, what is the city planning to do to help them pay their rent as well?
Well, that is a question that we're having to work through, because on the federal dollars that there are certain limitations on the federal dollars. And these are federal dollars that are being made available for this particular rental program. We're always looking for additional programs, and there are additional rental assistance programs that the city also makes available, have and will make available to try to address their needs. And then we're also encouraging people, for example, to donate, private individuals. And we're working to create an avenue for people to contribute privately, make private donations, charitable donations to benefit even people, for example, in our immigrant community.
This question is from Houston Public Radio. Mayor Turner, can you talk about the funeral for Officer Knox and the challenge of having a police funeral during the pandemic?
There's challenges across the board. We certainly want to be respectful to the family. Look, with Officer Jason Knox, we know a lot of people would certainly want to attend. The viewing will be on Friday, and so certainly people can go to the viewing, and in the viewing you can engage in social distancing and things of that nature. With respect to the funeral on Saturday at 11 o'clock, there will be some people invited. There will be in the church itself. There will be others who will be outside, engaged in social distancing. But we're going to work to do everything we can to have people who the family desire to be there to come and to be safe. And at the same time, there be people on the outside, and officers from across the country oftentimes come to participate in these type of funerals. So, but everyone is working very carefully to make sure that we have a celebration that's respectful of Officer Jason Knox, but at the same time to keep everybody safe.
This next question is from KHOU. How will the vetting process work for both renters and tenants in the new COVID-19 rental relief program?
Baker Ripley is the administrator, and they have the responsibility of vetting all of the applicants coming through the process, and then to make sure that we process people as quickly as possible. I mean, the goal is to assist, not to deny, but to assist. But Baker Ripley is the administrator for the program for us.
Another question from KHOU. Some council members and renters worry this relief fund does not go far enough to address the scale of need. Will you expand the program in the future? What additional steps will you take going forward?
Well, I think we all recognize and agree that this will cover only a subset of the need out there. The need is far, far greater than the amount of money that we have appropriated. Same thing on the county. The county has a similar program. The need is far greater, even if you combine the city and the county. The need is huge. When the Federal CARES Act the monies were awarded, a rental assistance program was not necessarily built in as a part of the dollars that we initially received. I think due to the huge demand, through the guidelines, they've made it possible for us to utilize some of the dollars from the Federal CARES Act to provide for this particular program. It's my hope that Congress will